Hello guys, today I am going to start a new story called Kubo Won't Let Me Be Invisible. This is a story of a boy whose presence is almost negligible, resulting in him living a life invisible to others. But a girl from her class notices him and also like him. She teases him in many ways, resulting in many fun incidents and situations. This is a fun, relaxing and a wholesome story, so if you are looking for some time to relax and see a comedy, romance story, you are at the right place, so let's get started. At the start, a brief explanation and a few examples of Shiraishi's lack of presence is shown, like how he was edited in group photo even when he was present or the teacher and students doesn't notice him even when he is standing or walking besides them. Though this is a bothersome thing for Shiraishi, there is only one person that ever sees him and that's his fellow classmate Nagisa. Nagisa is an athletic and popular girl in class. Their presents are world apart. Still Nagisa always notices him unlike others. Nagisa catches Shiraishi using his cell phone to figure out a way to be liked by cats, which embarrasses him when she finds out. The two then talk about his lack of presence and if he'd be noticed if he stood on his desk in the middle of class. Shiraishi doesn't want to do it, but Nagisa tries to tempt him many ways, finding no other option. Use his photo to blackmail him. Shiraishi, having no other option, agree. Nagisa then goads Shiraishi to try out different positions of sitting on his chair and then his desk until the teacher tells him to stop. Thinking that the situation was rather fun, Shiraishi believes that Nagisa's thoughts are twisted. Failing to convince Shiraishi to try it again during class, she compliments Shiraishi as being the protagonist. In turn, Shiraishi calls Nagisa the villainess, to which, Nagisa retorts that she's the heroine and wants Shiraishi to recite it. Shiraishi does halfway and Nagisa says that he sucks. Nagisa is then called by some friends and leaves the classroom while leaving Shiraishi in a complete daze. Later, Nagisa and her friends talk about how rare it is to see Shiraishi. They also mention a student who wasn't able to see him for a whole year. Nagisa wonder why she is able to notice him without any effort. Shiraishi reach home and explain how everyone have a purpose to live. He also like to read books and rest. Next day, Nagisa approaches and sits by Shiraishi in an agitated fashion, inquiring as to why she's upset. Nagisa asks if he knows why, to which, he hasn't a clue. So, Shiraishi offers her some milk and Nagisa takes it as an offense. Nagisa hints to what she's angry about is from that morning and Shiraishi recalls everything he did that morning. He bought lunch from the convenience store, entered the school. Nagisa greeted him, but he thought she greeted her friend and left without any response. However, nothing seemed out of the ordinary. After Shiraishi's recollection, Nagisa punishes Shiraishi. Nagisa then tells Shiraishi to next time properly greet someone back when they greet them and a perplexed Shiraishi agrees to do so. When Shiraishi asks as to why Nagisa was upset that morning, she replies that it's a secret causing Shiraishi to hide. Nagisa finds Shiraishi, who claims that he's nothing but a pet or a toy to her. Teasing Shiraishi, she asks what he thinks and if he figures out the answer then it'd be less fun. Shiraishi retorts the response and gives him back his carton of milk. After class Shiraishi talks with the teacher. Nagisa believes that he was asking questions, however, he was informing the teacher that he was in attendance. This astonishes Nagisa as she knew he was in attendance. Shiraishi then claims the only way to get his presence known in class is to scream at the top of his lungs. The two then discuss about Shiraishi ever trying to make his presence known, but Shiraishi doesn't care to do that. So Nagisa feigns ignorance about knowing the answer to a question on the board just to draw attention to Shiraishi. Everyone in the classroom then talks about Shiraishi, and while he doesn't know the answer on the board, Nagisa shows him the answer on her cell phone. Shiraishi answers it and is told by sensei that it's correct. Although overcome with anxiety from the situation, he generally felt happy by the experience. Nagisa then requests that Shiraishi answer a question that she doesn't know for her in the future and he retorts that he figures that she's smarter than he is. While Nagisa laughs at Shiraishi's retort, Sensei calls on her and asks a question she doesn't know. She then inquires if Shiraishi knows the answer, however, he gives her an answer he's uncertain is correct. At home, Shiraishi is happy because his much-awaited game is going to release tomorrow and he wants to buy it. Next day, while sitting alone in a park setting, Shiraishi meets Nagisa who inquires what he was doing. Shiraishi explains heading to the game store to purchase a game. He tries to get a pack of tissue from the people passing them out. He finally gets one after asking, which doesn't surprise him. Nagisa asks what game Shiraishi purchased as that's why he went out in the first place. He replies that he was so excited by his accomplishment that he went home while crumbling up his packet of tissues. Caught off by this, Nagisa takes a picture of Shiraishi and when Shiraishi asks the reason, she make an excuse of finding if her camera would recognize her face. She move closer to him and make the camera recognize his face. She take a quick selfie as well. Nagisa shows him the picture she took of him and then requests for his ID line. Her reason is so that she can send him the picture she just took. Sequentially, Nagisa also asks if Shiraishi would like to hang out with her sometime, just so Shiraishi can get tissues the next time he wants to. The two then exchange ID lines and Shiraishi asks if that's it, as he figures there's more to it. Laughing the comment off, Nagisa claims that's what she believes Shiraishi would typically say and Shiraishi believes she's holding back. However, Nagisa quietly claims that Shiraishi has already given her enough already. At home, Shiraishi is happy because he got to change info with a classmate first time. Just then, Nagisa message him, wanting to hang out sometime. Shiraishi wonder what to do and replies saying yes, making Nagisa happy and looking forward to it. In class, Shiraishi notes how sleepy he gets after lunch breaks and sees that Nagisa has dozed off. Figuring that she doesn't do this often, Shiraishi lets Nagisa continue sleeping until she finally wakes up. She says good morning to Shiraishi but then instantly goes back to sleep. During gym class, Shiraishi laments how his running partner tends to lose track of him. Back in the school, Nagisa greets Shiraishi. Shiraishi acts hesitant as he's afraid of his body odor, however, Nagisa doesn't mind it, which irks him. Nagisa then has an epiphany and runs off leaving Shiraishi to not only contemplate what she's up to but also notes her change in hairstyle. Eventually, Nagisa returns and offers him some scented wipes. As Shiraishi uses the wipes, Nagisa notes that they smell the same now. Hearing this flusters Shiraishi as Nagisa is called away by some friends. In the classroom, Nagisa is surrounded by her friends, and they note her happy mood. One of the friends wants to use Nagisa's wipes, but she doesn't allow it. One of the friends claims the wipes are why she's in a good mood, and Nagisa brushes the comment off. Out in the shopping district, Nagisa sees Shiraishi having trouble with a set of automatic doors. She approaches him, which surprises him, and Nagisa helps him enter the store. Immediately, Shiraishi gets the manga book that he wanted named Sword X Magic. Nagisa is interested in the book as well, but sees that volume 1 of the book isn't there, so she decides to borrow Shiraishi's copy. A tad hesitant, Shiraishi allows it and the two walk home together. At Shiraishi's house, he lends Nagisa the first 3 volumes of the book Sword X Magic and claims he'll lend him the other volumes if she wants. He also finds that Nagisa's house is also nearby. Thankful, Nagisa asks what time Shiraishi leaves his home, to which he answers around 7:30 a.m., which is earlier than she's used to leaving school herself. Leaving Shiraishi's house, Nagisa commits herself to leave for school earlier the following day. Next day, Nagisa's daily morning routine is shown and her older sister Akina makes an appearance. Akina tells Nagisa that their mom is out for the day and the subject changes when Akina notices that her sister is wearing an expensive hair mist. She also notes that Nagisa is leaving earlier than usual, which prompts Nagisa to leave abruptly. Outside, Nagisa waits for Shiraishi, and when he arrives, she acts as if they met by coincidence. They greet each other and walk together. Shiraishi in her thoughts reveals that it's first time for him to walk with a friend to school. At a spot, Nagisa wants to rest and chat. They sit together and Shiraishi wonder how to start the conversation. Nagisa asks him some questions about his daily life and Shiraishi answer them. Nagisa friends also arrive and greet each other. They wonder why Nagisa is here first. Nagisa says she wanted to arrive first and also met Shiraishi on the way. The girls then notice Shiraishi and he greet them. He then walk towards the school. Shiraishi explain how his everyday life is very quiet. No one notice him and it's always the same. Outside, Shiraishi notice a lady coming from the front and just then a car hitting a puddle caused him to be covered in mud and Nagisa witnessed the entire thing. The two walk to Shiraishi's home together and find out that he's been locked out of his house. So Shiraishi texts his mom who tells him she's out shopping and will be home in 2 hours. Despondent over his situation, Nagisa offers him to come to her house. At Nagisa's house, Shiraishi notices the laundry basket and something in it, which perturbs and embarrasses Nagisa. Shiraishi feigns ignorance, so Nagisa lets him take a shower while she gets him a change of clothes. After finishing taking his shower, Shiraishi gets into his change of clothes and meets up with Nagisa. He finds out that his clothes are still in the laundry and that his mom has come home. Before he could leave, Nagisa suggests that Shiraishi stay until his hair dries to prevent catching a cold. Once his hair dries, Shiraishi leaves and becomes flush by the experience, thinking anyone will be hyper-aware after all of this. This is where we are going to stop today's video. Hope you liked it. It looks like Nagisa liked Shiraishi and now Shiraishi also noticed her feelings. But still, with everything going on, it's a fun series to watch for entertainment and relax. So, as always, make sure to like and share the video. I will see you in the next one. Till then, goodbye.